Week 6 of the National Football League 2019 regular season gets started in about 20 minutes. So I gotta get this up. So I gotta get these picks out of the way and get this uploaded as quickly as possible. But in all likelihood, the Giants-Patriots game will already have been started by the time I do get this uploaded. So anyway, let's get started because I don't have time for this bullshit. Giants going on the road to take on the New England Patriots. The Giants' defense is so fucking horrible. They can't even stop Kirk Cousins. You know how pathetic of a defense you really have to be? Why do you keep picking on Kirk Cousins? Yes, there are still whiny cockfucker fanboys of Kirk Cousins, even though Kirk Cousins has proven that he can't get it done against really good teams. More on that later. And the Patriots, meanwhile, off to a 5-0 start, looking to go 6-0 for the first time since 2015. And the last time these two teams met was 2015. Of course, different set of circumstances. Eli Manning was the starting quarterback at the time. This time around, it's Daniel Jones that's the starting quarterback. And Daniel Jones has finally been put back down to earth in that loss against the Minnesota Vikings. Go ahead and take the New England Patriots to beat the New York Giants, just like they did last year. Like I said, different set of circumstances. Tom Coughlin was the head coach, and this time around it's Pat Shurmur. We'll wait and see what happens. This should be an interesting matchup to say the least. But anyway, on to the Sunday games. Panthers going on the road to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This Buccaneers team is hard to figure out. They really are. They're okay on the road, and they're garbage at home. However, they did lose. I know they lost their first road game of the season in Week 5 against the New Orleans Saints. Fine, whatever. But their only two victories had been on the road. Look for the Buccaneers to finally get their first home victory and sweep the Carolina Panthers. Remember, these two teams face each other Week 2. Forgot about that. So take the Buccaneers to win. Bengals going on the road to take on the Philadelphia Eagles. Baltimore Ravens. Fuck you, Cincinnati. How the fuck do you lose to a garbage head coach, garbage scheme called the Air Raid offense? How the fuck do you do that? No, taking nothing away. Congrats to Kyler Murray on getting his first victory. But I gotta call it for what it is. The Bengals are just fucking horrible. I mean, holy fucking shit. To lose to a team like the Arizona Cardinals is just mind-blowing in my opinion. And the Ravens, well, at least they bounced back. Why the fuck did I take the Steelers to beat the Baltimore Ravens, even though they are in Pitland? And even though the Steelers took the Ravens to overtime. But that's the thing. Who gives a flying fuck? It's divisional games, so I can't. So it doesn't matter how close or how not so close the games are when you don't get the win. Simple as that. And look for the Ravens to defeat the Cincinnati Bengals. They should be able to defeat the Cincinnati Bengals. I don't see a blowout in this situation, obviously, but I do expect them to win. Moving on quickly. Seahawks going on the road to take on the Cleveland Browns. Holy shit. Can we shut the fuck up on Cleveland? It wouldn't shock me to see the Seahawks lose to the Cleveland Browns this coming Sunday. Hey, but Jesus fucking Christ, the Browns are not that good of a football team. You would think the Browns would have learned their lesson after getting their asses fucking kicked by by the Tennessee Titans in Week 1. Okay, you would think that would humble the Cleveland Browns a little bit. Nope. Once the Browns get a victory, all of a sudden they think they're hot fucking shit. Like somebody said recently, right? And apparently, according to some reports or whatever, Baker Mayfield was not shaking hands with the 49er players pre-kickoff or whatever, and that got the Niners defense fired up and kicked to the point where they kicked Baker Mayfield's ass. Don't get me wrong, I like Baker Mayfield, but even I think he's a tad bit overrated. I mean, even after last year's 27 touchdowns, 27, 28, who gives a shit? I don't give a fuck that he broke the rookie record, because had Deshaun Watson not gotten injured in 2017, he would have shattered the rookie quarterback record for touchdown passes in a season by a mile. And no, this is not a case of if ifs and nuts were candy. If ifs and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all eat that stuff. No, he already, before his injury, Deshaun Watson already had 19 touchdown passes. Okay, so yes, he would have shattered the fucking record. So fuck out of here. And in this game, because the Browns can't seem to find a way to beat really good football teams, and hell, they can't even find a way to beat average football teams other than the Ravens. Go ahead, take the Seattle Seahawks. I would not be shocked if Cleveland won, though. Texans going on the road to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. My bad, Houston. I should have taken the Texans from the get-go, and boy did they expose Atlanta's offense. God damn, Atlanta sucks. Why the fuck do we keep holding on to 3 years ago or whatever? This ain't 2016, motherfucker. Goddamn. And the Chiefs. Well, here's the problem with the Kansas City Chiefs. You're facing, last week when you lost this Indianapolis Colts, the Colts defense really did a number on the Chiefs offense. And the Colts offense was, well, allowing the Colts offense to basically ground and fucking pound the Kansas City Chiefs defense and expose them a little bit. And the Lions exposed Patrick Mahomes a little bit by keeping him in the pocket. And give me a break. Once Patrick Mahomes is not as mobile when he has injuries or whatever, he's not that good of a quarterback. At least now, that shit's gonna happen. That shit is going to just happen overnight. It's not going to be a great pocket passer overnight. Don't get me wrong. I still think Patrick Mahomes is going to be good. I still think he's going to be great. But it's really time to slow down on the Patrick Mahomes bullshit hype. Okay, fuck out of here. It should be an interesting one. This is Deshaun Watson versus Patrick Mahomes, even though they're facing each other's defenses. But let's be honest here, it's really going to be a quarterback duel in this one. When Deshaun Watson wants to, he can help put some points on the board, as demonstrated last week against the Falcons. And the Chiefs' defense isn't that much better. I gotta be honest with you. That being said, however, go ahead, take the Kansas City Chiefs to defeat the Texans in a shootout. Next up, cream of the fucking crap. Redskins going on the road to take on the Miami Dolphins. This may be the only chance that the Miami Dolphins get a victory. And as for the Redskins, wow, you fired Jay Gruden. If they wanted to fire Jay Gruden, fine. I think it was somewhat warranted after all the bullshit shit that's been happening to Jay Gruden the past couple of weeks. But why fire him again after they lost to the New England Patriots? If anybody really thought that the Redskins were actually going to beat the New England Patriots, you're fucking retarded, okay? But the Redskins got off to a 7-0 lead at one point. wasn't gonna hold up, and guess what? They still got fucking blown out. Fuck out of here. So in Jay Gruden's place is Bill Callahan. And it wouldn't be the first time that Bill Callahan replaced a Gruden, if you know what I mean. It will be the last time, however. Because it is what it is. Since the Redskins have no fucking direction and no identity at this point, then again, I know the Dolphins are supposed to be tanking and shit, but go ahead, take the Miami Dolphins to ruin their chances of getting the #1 overall draft pick. Hopefully. But yeah, take the Miami Dolphins to win. Okay, this should be a good one, actually. Eagles going on the road to take on the Minnesota Vikings. And this is a very important game for Kirk Cousins. This is a very important game because it's time for Kirk Cousins to stop with the narrative that he cannot beat teams with a winning record. That has been the problem with Kirk Cousins since being a full-time starter in the National Football League. Let's just call that for what it is. And as far as the Eagles go, okay, they beat up on a hapless, decimated New York Jets football squad that still has a lot of fucking work to do, apparently. With that being said, listen, if I'm wrong, who cares, but because the Vikings are facing a winning football team, at the moment, go ahead, take the Philadelphia Eagles to defeat the Minnesota Vikings. Hopefully, although I am really hoping that Kirk Cousins finally ends the narrative, at least for this week. That's the thing. I don't even hate Kirk Cousins. It's just that you get. It's time to start facing the reality that he's not that good of a fucking quarterback. I think that's fair at this point. No, it's not. Fuck you. Moving on. Saints going on the road to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Well, finally, somebody put a stop to the whole Minshew magic retarded bullshit. And of course, people are going to be talking about this game too because of the missed extra point back in 2003, which won the game for the Jacksonville Jaguars, if I'm not mistaken. And the Saints are 3-0 under Teddy Bridgewater. You know what? Look for the Saints to up that record to 4-0 under Teddy Bridgewater. I think the Minshew magic is finally going to go away. It should have went away after the Broncos game, but whatever. Fuck you, Flacco, for not being able to outduel Gardner Minshew or Mitchell Trubisky for that matter. Ooh, this is another cream of the crap matchup. Yeah, like I said, take the Saints. But anyway, Falcons going on the road to take on the Arizona Cardinals. Both are one-win football teams. Go ahead. I think that Cardinals victory on the road was a bit of a fluke. Go ahead, take the Atlanta Falcons to defeat the Arizona Cardinals. It's time for the Cardinals to get a fucking win. Okay, come on. For the Falcons to get a fucking win. Give me a fucking break. The Cardinals already had their win. Fuck out of here. 49ers going on the road to take on the LA Rams. Now the Rams have lost two straight games after their 3-0 start. I mean, they lost. We all know what happened in the Tampa Bay game, and everybody who doesn't have Dish Network knew what happened in the Seahawks game. Although I think the Dish Network dropping the Fox channels is just a stupid ass marketing ploy. But what the fuck ever. And as for the 49ers, hey, they kicked the fucking Browns' teeth in and humbled the fucking shit out of the Browns. And yet Baker Mayfield still talking trash, isn't he? So yeah. Go ahead, take. The Rams need this one badly. Go ahead, take the desperate team at home. Rams. Let's get this. Let's keep this moving. Cowboys going on the road to take on the New York Jets. The Jets come in at 0-4, and the Cowboys have lost 2 straight after a 3-0 start. Well, the Cowboys end the bleeding and beat a team that they're supposed to beat. Because if they can't beat the Jets, I understand Sam Darnold's coming back or whatever the fuck, but the Jets team is going to need a whole hell of a lot more than just Sam Darnold to fix this 0-4 mess. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Go ahead, take the Dallas Cowboys to finally end their 2-game losing streak and get back on track. Because they will need to if they want to keep up with Philadelphia. Titans going on the road to take on the Denver Broncos. Wow, the Broncos finally get a victory against a decimated LA Chargers of San Diego team. Hey, a win's a win. So as a Bronco fan, I will take that. And they're taking on the Tennessee Titans. Both teams, as far as I'm concerned, are equal, I guess. I mean, let's just call that for what it is. I don't know why I can't seem to understand why Broncos fans always like to overrate their fucking team. It's just fucking nauseating. It's like, come the fuck on. I'll admit, Philip Lindsay is good, but he can't be... Here's the problem with Philip Lindsay. Fans want to see Philip Lindsay get more carries. Well, here's the problem with that. Philip Lindsay is a small fucking dude. He's a doggy biscuit compared to fucking defensive linemen in the front and linebackers. The entire front seven in general. Every fucking time. Philip Lindsay is running between the tackles and shit. He's not supposed to be used that way, and he's not supposed to be a starter in the National Football League. Don't get me wrong. He's supposed to be a complimentary back, is what he's supposed to be. Okay? The problem is, Royce Freeman doesn't want to fucking step up as a fucking starting running back. That's what you're drafted kind of in the second round for, but okie fucking dokie. With that being said, Broncos in a fucking close one. They're gonna start a modest 3-game win streak and have fucking bullshit, moronic, what's the fucking word I'm looking for? Delusional win streak and delusionally and be delusional in thinking that they're gonna make the fucking playoffs. They're not a fucking playoff team. Fuck out of here. They're supposed to be rebuilding. Here's the thing. The Broncos are supposed to be... I'm going to be saying this for the remainder of the season, so if you don't like me saying this every fucking week, go fuck yourself. But 2019 is not supposed to be about the Broncos making the playoffs, and it damn sure was not supposed to be about drafting a fucking quarterback, period. At all. Fuck out of here. Here. Moving on quickly. Why this game wasn't being flexed out, I haven't a fucking clue, but whatever. I don't care if it's the Steelers. I don't care if it's the Steelers involved in this. They're 1-4 at this point. Steelers going on the road to take on the LA Chargers of San Diego. I do not think Mason Rudolph is going to play, but I don't think it's going to make any bit of a difference. Now, if Roethlisberger was playing, it would have made a much bigger difference, of course. Of course, I would have taken the Steelers to steal a victory against the Chargers. And, they still might get a victory in Charger land because I sound like a broken record, but the Chargers' home field advantage doesn't mean jack fucking squat. It's a disadvantage. But that being said, go ahead, take the LA Chargers to defeat the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't think this is the first Sunday night matchup that I don't really give a flying fuck about. And last up, why isn't this oh wait, I know, whatever. Lions going on the road to take on the Green Bay Packers. The Lions are 2-1-1 coming off their bye week, and the Packers are 4-1 after bouncing back after that loss against the Philadelphia Eagles. by beating the Dallas Cowboys. And Green Bay nearly blew a 31-3 lead. I mean, so yeah, there were some nervous Packer fans in Jerry World, but of course, about the Philadelphia Eagles game, that Thursday night game was the first time that the Packers defense had to face a somewhat competent quarterback. I mean, Carson Wentz is a competent quarterback. I mean, let's just call that for what it is. And the second week, once again, they had to face a somewhat competent quarterback in Dak Prescott, and they responded better this time around. I honestly think that was what's going on. But with that being, and now they're facing the Lions. Look, there was a reason why Matt Patricia was training the Lions and holding practices outdoors. Because you know who they have to face every fucking year on the road every goddamn year. Chicago and Green Bay. They have to go to those places every fucking year. And hey, they swept the Packers for the second season in a row, if I'm not mistaken. Last year they swept Aaron Rodgers for the first time ever. With that being said, go ahead, take the Green Bay Packers. If I'm wrong, so be it. And if I'm wrong, if the Lions do win, it'll be their fourth victory in their last 5 visits at Lambeau Field. It is what it is. This is after a 20-year-long losing streak at Wisconsin. So yeah, go ahead, take the Packers. I will be watching that one, obviously. But yeah, let's see what happens when it's all said and done. The game is on now. Oh, I am officially from the past at this point. That's it. That's all. Till next time, later, fuckers.